Welcome to We Funny AF, formerly the Imperial Ink Live podcast. Same crew, new dude. We got the upper echelon, end all be all duality part 108 hold up available across all streaming services. We still have the same website set up for merch at imperialinkmusic.com. Various t-shirts and masks, and we also have new merch on the way specifically for the podcast, and it's coming soon. So, let's get into this, y'all. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, them Imperial boys is back. Yeah. And of course, you know we had to come back on some new shit. Yeah. So, without further ado, I welcome you to the We Funny AF podcast. Yeah, I'm the one and only Figs. I'm with my main man Biggs, and we about to take you there. Let's go. We Funny AF. 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 We Funny AF.
This just in.
Yeah. Welcome to We Funny AF. Us. This is just in episode, I don't know what number, but
So
we're gonna do some current pop culture shit.
Yeah,
y'all
better appreciate this extra shit too, because this nigga got me motherfucker recording like a slave. So y'all better love this.
I ain't got you recording like no fucking slave.
Talk about where you going to record every day.
I didn't say that.
To the start of next year.
You just be making up shit. I didn't say none of
that. That's what it sounds like to me.
I didn't say any of that. But through what I say, October, November.
Yeah, 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
Y'all better listen to both of them bitches.
Anyway, this is this just in. The first thing I want to throw at you was what did you think about the Tupac murder suspect getting arrested?
Keefe D.
And for those who didn't know, his name is Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. Was arrested on last Friday morning in connection to Tupac's death and has been indicted for murder with the use of a deadly weapon with the intent to promote, further, or assist a criminal street gang. My thing personally with that whole situation was, why was he talking about it to everybody?
My thing is, I've watched so much shit on that, and I mean, Keefe D was always a suspect pretty much. I mean, you know, but he was probably getting paid for them interviews and shit. He was making money off of being mysterious.
Plus he wrote a book too, though. Didn't he?
I guess he did.
He did. He wrote a book, and something I saw on a newscast somewhere where one of the investigators said that he there was some kind of loophole that he was trying to surf on. That's why he was out doing the media and shit that he was doing, because he felt like he couldn't get in any trouble. But something he said incriminated himself, and that's what broke the case open for them to actually
I don't know. I've
him.
heard people that was supposedly in that car tell the story.
Yeah,
and
wasn't he one of them though?
Huh?
Wasn't he in the car too?
Yeah, well, supposedly, or one of the cars involved. He was involved,
right?
But from what I understand, he didn't pull the trigger. As a matter of fact, I seen Suge Knight make a statement that said, "I will not testify against Keefe D.
Yeah, I saw
he
that.
is not the right one."
Right,
basically.
I saw that too.
So, you know, I mean,
at the same time though, they were talking about how dude said that the shot came from inside the car, and I'm like,
right.
How you just gonna like go tell everybody? It's mind blowing to me that if you're gonna do some criminal shit, that you gonna get on there and just tell everybody. Now, granted, I know it was
the shot came from inside what car?
The car that Pac was in.
Oh, so somebody shot him in the same car?
Inside the car. That's what he said. I saw that on the interview the other day.
There wasn't nobody in the car but Suge and Pac.
That's what he said. That's all he said, and I don't know what that meant. You know, it came from inside the car. I don't know if he's talking about a car over here. that he was in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I think that's common sense. Them niggas didn't pull up and jump out the car and then start shooting. It was a drive by. So, but I mean,
what was the relationship between him and Pac? Was there
Keefy D,
or was that the one?
Well, if I don't want to fuck the story up, but it all relates to the Crips and the Bloods.
Okay,
Keefy D and them was Crips, but Keefy D and them were hired to be security for a lot of artists, mostly Puff Daddy.
Okay.
Now the thing is supposedly when they came to the West Coast, the Crips was supposed to be doing security for, Puffy and shit,
Biggie and all of that.
So that kind of started the inner thing. So when Pac went to Vegas and he seen that dude, but then again, I don't think that's 100% true, because I don't think the dude was I don't know if Orlando was a Crip or Blood, but when they snatched that chain back, supposedly he just retaliated and he had a car full of dudes. But I mean, it's so much involved. Supposedly, I mean, it all tangles with the Biggie shit.
Right.
They don't know if the Crips or the Bloods killed him. Well, they saying the Bloods killed him, and I mean, it was underlining of gang shit that I never really understood.
Yeah,
but
it sounds like it's a whole convoluted thing.
But I believe Keefy D he was probably actually involved. But I don't know. I don't think he pulled the trigger. I just don't believe it. They raided his house. I feel like they found some
or something there. His wife was there when they raided the house. Or girlfriend know. Or something. Because I saw something about that too in the news.
Yeah, but they raided his shit, and they have reason to believe that he is it. But he's a little too calm for me.
What you mean he's too calm?
I seen the interview right before all of that they was telling him that the cops was building a case on him, and he was basically like, they're going to arrest me, what can I do? And he's right, but
but damn,
you're a little too calm for me, so he might know something we don't. He might know that he didn't really do that shit.
That's crazy. But that whole situation is insane to me. Do you ever think they'll find anybody to incriminate for Biggie's death?
I don't know. I mean, it might all somewhere tie down the line.
It seems like it all ties in together anyway.
I think they pretty much think they know who killed Biggie, but they just can't solidly. They can't pull really prove it and stuff. Yeah, you know what I mean. So,
that's insane.
But I mean, look how many years we're down the line, and it took this long for any real leads or anything.
Is it like close to 20?
Yeah, maybe. Pac died in 96?
No, it's later than that.
Later?
Yeah. I would have to look it up.
Definitely. He didn't die in
I would have to look it up, but it's coming up on a good amount of time.
It's been a long time.
And I wonder why it's taking so long for them to figure it out.
Well, there's moving pieces to each case. Like there's in the Pac case, in the Biggie case, some of them was supposed to be fucking cops. You know what I mean? Right. So some of that shit got swept under. I mean, it's moving pieces. In the Shook case, you know what I mean? Yeah. They was affiliated with the police. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right, so like, they had one of the dudes they think set the hit up on Big was he was a Blood that ran with Suge, but he was a police officer.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? He later tried to rob a bank. Yeah. Him and I think some of his he must have been on a criminal. They must have had their own thug force on the cop force. Yeah, I had to do the research on that to know exactly
that shit
what happened.
Crazy deep, right?
Yeah, like they went to his house. He had a shrine of Pac and shit. Like, he was obsessed. He wore red suits all the time. I could show you a picture of him actually.
That's insane.
But but yeah, like he was some of that shit was tied in with the police.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people that don't want to find out who did it because it would probably
incriminate them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's some crazy ass shit. Well, I want to bring you into something else completely different, and I just thought this was. I hate to say that I think it's insane because people do things for their own reasons. even if I don't understand them or if we don't understand them. But this dude named, I think his name was Jefferson Casio, I think is how you say it, from Colombia, paid for the most expensive and painful surgery in the world. He paid between $200 million and $700 million just to gain 4 inches in height.
Now, how much?
$200 million to $700 million, depending, because it is a ongoing process. He's done with it now.
To gain how many inches?
4 inches in height.
Nigga. Yes, you fucked up that much about them 4 inches. Nigga, you could have got some shoes. We could have figured out a way to get you 4.
Some lifts.
Yeah. Shit. Give me that motherfucker, buddy. I'll make sure you taller. I'll get you taller. I promise you. You'll be as tall as you ever been, nigga. We get you some stilts. Tell your ass to learn how to walk on them. Put some pants over them bitches. Nigga, really?
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
How much money do you have to be okay with spending that much to just gain
that
4
was my
inches?
next question, is how much is he actually worth to be able to spend $2 to $700 million just for 4 inches in height?
And the other part about it is niggas ain't gonna really give you the credit that you deserve for being taller. Nigga, we know that you was 4'4". We don't give a fuck you 4'8". Nigga, we know you had surgery. You can't make us think you grew overnight, nigga. Like, I mean, damn.
They said the actual I guess the process is insane because they literally have to make a break in your bones and they have to stretch your shit, and that's why it's like incredibly painful. They literally got to stretch it so the bone can actually grow back into the break.
I could have tied your ass to 2 trucks and told them to go the opposite way. We got your ass taller. You want some shit? Come over here. Like, I mean, nah, man. I mean, I guess there's different strokes for different folks, but if I was small and it cost me $700 million to get tall, I'm just gonna be a small ass nigga. Like, it's fine.
Can you believe that though?
I mean, with that kind of money, I could buy anything I wanted.
That's what I was going to say.
To my size.
Yeah.
Like,
you could buy anything you wanted. You know, anything. And he chose 4 inches.
I do be looking at them jockeys sometimes and being like, damn, you really didn't grow past that. Like, I mean, but, like, I don't know.
That's a bit much.
I'm not the tallest person in the world, but fuck it.
Me neither, but I ain't gonna be spending nothing just to get some if I was a billionaire.
And the paying you to break my bones.
Right, and that's exactly what they do. And they'd have to do it several times. I think they said it takes years in order for it to actually work.
I don't got that long.
And I was like,
give me my $700 million back. I'm just gonna go on a trip all across the world. I'm gonna pay motherfuckers to tell me how tall I am every day.
That shit's crazy to me.
I'm gonna hang with a bunch of midgets. I'm gonna feel tall, nigga. Something, but it ain't gonna cost $700 million.
Ain't that crazy? Yeah. I'll tell you what. This is something else that I saw, and I saw this today, and I didn't know what to think of it. You know who Jimmy Butler is?
Yeah, the niggas has been texting and sending that shit to me. The emo shit.
What did you What'd you think about that?
I'm trying to understand exactly what emo means.
Emo, they used to wear I ain't gonna say all black, but pretty much black. Had that hair that went right in their face.
That's not to me. That's goth.
Yeah, they're kind of not the same, but they're kind of in the same general vicinity of each other, and that's what goth has more makeup and shit involved,
right?
But what was the other one? Emo. They just kind of look depressed and shit all the time.
Yeah, I have a friend. He's a dope MC, and he does emo remakes of songs on Facebook. Shout out to Max Dope. But anyway, and that's where I first kind of realized, and he has a wig that looks like Jimmy Butler's hair on it. So,
really?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna say, I mean, you know, if that's what you want to do, but please, nigga, please do not play the whole season with that look. I seen something where last year he wore dreads.
Oh, did he?
Like, so I feel like for some reason during preseason he does shit to fuck with people.
Have you seen the photo session that they had, him and the two other players? Dude, them two other players is clowning his ass. They was rolling laughing at him. Yeah. I don't have a clue who the other two players are.
He's got a pretty cool personality, and right now I'm gonna be like, ha ha ha, ha, you joking. That's cool, man. You just but when you start the season, you running on the court and your shit look like that, nigga, I might not watch basketball no more.
He straightened his hair straight out. He looked
to the side.
Yeah, and what I saw that when I was watching him do the photo shoot, you could see him taking his bangs and moving them
out his face.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Wow, that's some crazy shit."
Jermaine, get that shit
right. Here's something that kind of interested me. I didn't know what you would think about it. Well, actually, I do know what you think about it, but I want to know, why does it matter that Jamie Foxx is dating a white woman? It got all over the news, and people was mad because he was dating a white woman.
Well, them niggas was mad at Katie Holmes. Them niggas is mad. Listen, it's the same age-old philosophy that I've had to hear all my life. Niggas get money, and the first thing they want to do is get a white girl.
Yeah,
that's what I've heard all my life.
Yeah. There was a lady on a TV show I was watching yesterday. I can't remember what her name was, but she was talking about what she called a black lady time or time something, where basically saying that after a certain age, black women should just give up trying to find a man. Is what she was saying, especially a black man. And she just put a fucking time limit and an age limit on it. And I was like, wow. To me, it just kind of tied into this Jamie Foxx thing for me.
Don't get me started in this motherfucker.
Because I was just like, why can't people just be okay that they might be alone? You know, it's all right that you might
it's
be
not
alone.
really that, but if you was maybe able to compromise just a little bit, it might not be so hard for you to find a black man.
Shit.
A man, period. We all know that them good old-fashioned black women are pretty set in their ways. And sometimes they too set in their damn ways. So get your shit. I better shut up for your sisters over
I knew
there.
you was gonna say that.
Like, I had to go in with them again.
I always thought it was kind of weird for black people in this town to connect because everybody's kin to each other.
Yeah, it is,
because it's such a small town. Everybody's well, it's not it's a small town, but it's growing. But as we were growing up, everybody was cousins, so it's kind of hard to find.
I see the black woman's cry. I see, black men stick with the black women until they get successful, and then they want to run and get a white woman. That's what they that's what they kind of that's what they see. Yeah. But I think we should be past that by now. We should be to the days where you love who you fucking love.
Yeah, if you fall in love with somebody, it doesn't matter.
I told y'all 900 times I don't discriminate.
Right.
If you love, I don't give a fuck what color you are. If you're attracted to me, I'm gonna holla. So you can be polka dot. Shit, bitch, I don't care. You got a fat ass, I'm at you. But and there are cases like we talk about in our town. We're kin to all each other, so you kind of had to date outside your race, or you know, you was just sitting there looking stupid. But at the same time, and, you know, in some places that's very frowned on. Frowned upon.
Even in the gay community, there's a whole sect of black men who will date nobody else but black men and get really, really offended if they see a black man with a white dude. It's insane.
I mean, you know,
to me, it's insane.
God rest his soul. I love you, mama, but that's one thing I have to say about her. Because we used to have these fights constant. And she used to watch TV and shit, and she'd see somebody, Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't like him no more. And I'd be like, Mama, why? And she'd be like, because he went and got him a white woman first thing he could do. I don't like that. They get successful, then they want to run and get a white woman. And I'd have to say, Mama, you date white men. Like, I mean, so it's different. It's just different. And I'm like, Mama, no, it's not any different. Like, I mean... but you know, that's just the old-fashioned way of them thinking, right? You know, in a lot of cases, and that's probably what they were taught coming up, and they just have that. You know, it was in school, it was frowned upon. You know, we used to get made fun of if, you know, we were dating outside our race, or you know, so yeah. But we in the day and age where I tell you this. I don't matter what fucking color they are, you better find somebody to love and find somebody to love you. Because shit, times is going by faster than a motherfucker.
Yeah, they are, and pretty soon everything's gonna be all mixed up. You ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be a reason to be mad at
your
anybody.
Ass don't want to be sitting in your living room by your motherfucking self with nothing for the rest of your life. Like, so you better just fucking not worry about the color.
That shit is crazy. What do you think? And this is something completely different. What do you think? I don't know if you heard about this or not. Lately, Drake's been throwing money out like crazy.
I seen that 50,000 for this and 50,000. He gave somebody 50,000 because they
lost a job or something to come to a show.
And he just recently gave somebody 50,000 for what reason?
I can't remember.
It was something silly.
The latest that I read is he took $250,000 in a big tote to a strip club. Now, whether or not he threw all that money out or anything, do you know how much money that is?
Do you know them niggas around? Do that on a regular basis? Them niggas like that. Do you realize that they have contests? I forget. I seen Jim Jones talking about somebody was in the club. And some superstar, Puffy or somebody, and they was throwing money. So Jim Jones was like, I started throwing his amount and then more. And then he started throwing money. I mean, and they just kept rising, just competing to see who threw the most money.
These clubs at? Why ain't I doing
Yeah, nigga, because you can't strip.
That's true. You're right.
But at the same time, they go ham in the strip club.
That's insane. Can you imagine how much money these women must be making?
I forget what it's called, but they had like a strip bonanza. I forget what it's called. I want to say it was in Atlanta or somewhere, but they invited all the strippers to a big building.
That's where he went with the 250.
Oh, and all these niggas and all the niggas came in this one building. And they just threw money all fucking night. And them strippers had to leave there with fucking 100,000 a piece at least. You know what I mean?
That's insane.
Like, I mean, so.
I mean, you know what? Get that money, though. I'm like, you know, if y'all stripping.
Yeah, y'all get money. And I like the strip club, too. I go to the strip club, but I tell you what. I don't give a fuck if I got 2 million. I am not throwing 250,000 at nobody's ass. Nobody. Nigga, I could buy a mansion. Yeah. Buy a house.
Yep.
I mean, I might.
And a good house here in Tennessee, in East Tennessee.
I might splurge and throw a couple hundred. But shit, I paid to get this motherfucker. I can see what everybody else see, and I don't gotta spend no money. Like, no, nah, I ain't that bad. But you know, I'm just saying, like 200. I mean, but I guess if you got it, you got it.
Yeah, but you know, fuck, you know, I can't imagine being able to have that much.
I'd
money
be sitting at home like
that.
after I sobered up, I'd be like, "What the fuck did I just do?" Like 250,000. Shit. I'm gonna have to go see if they let me borrow that back. But he has big betting habits. It's always something about how much he be betting on games. He'll bet $1 million on a football game.
Does he got a problem? You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna say he has a problem. Right. He just has the means to do it.
Oh, well, hey, yeah, I can't knock you for that. If you got the money to do it, do your thing. But I would never do that.
No, bullshit. I like to bet too, but it ain't gonna be 250,000. Like it ain't gonna be $1 million. I mean,
that shit is crazy. That's mind blowing to me that somebody could spend that much money in something like that.
Champagne Poppy said he got it though. They ride around with the top down in the winter. That's what winners do. That's what he told me.
Yeah, okay.
Cold as fuck.
Speaking of strippers, this ain't strippers, but it's something kind of like strippers. There is do you have HBO Max? Do you have Max?
Yes, I have Max.
Okay, they have a show on there called Naked Attraction. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay, it's been around for several years. It
sounds like some of that soft porn that comes on at 3 in the morning.
It's not exactly soft porn, but it's a game show. It's a reality game show where a person gets on there and they can pick somebody they can go out with, basically only based on
what they look like naked.
Yeah, it's either guys looking at women, women looking at guys, women, whatever. Sometimes it's couples, one looking at a couple, you know. And it's crazy because they put them up behind. We've watched like the first 4 or 5 seasons years ago. It's a BBC show. It came out in England.
Oh, I know you watched it with your perverted ass.
Damn right. I'm gonna look at all the decadence I can find.
Oh wow.
But they set them up in these blocks. It's like pink, green, yellow, orange, and red. And the first thing they show is, of course, right below the waist. That's the first thing they show. And they got to pick one to go. Mm-hmm. And so on. And then they'll like raise it up a little bit to the torso, pick one, gotta go. Not even talking to them, not even seeing their face.
Right.
Gotta go until they narrow it down to one. And I think they can talk to them then. But then, I take it back, they narrow it down to 2. And by the time they get to 2, they butt ass naked, and the person picking is butt ass naked. And then they go out on a date. Now the date, of course, they're gonna be dressed, but they go out on a date after that. It was just fascinating to me that they had a show like that.
So they literally sit there and say, "Ooh, she too flappy down there." Next, you ain't gonna get rid of her. Oh, look, she got some bumpage. She got some next. I take that one. That looks clean. Did it go up a bit?
It is sort of like that. It was bizarre. You know, we sat and was watching it and cracking up.
I stopped it naked and afraid. I like little dating shows though. Secretly, don't tell nobody. But I be watching Temptation Island. And
you watch that dumb shit?
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you watch any of the?
I don't watch Bachelor. And
that's what I was going to ask. Have you seen the newest one?
No.
It's an older man. He's like 70
I heard, but somebody was telling me how gross it was because that old man, he said them damn girls in there be kissing and shit already. They just got there. They tongue kissing.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, who will sit there and watch their grandmama and granddaddy? I like, hell no, I ain't tuning in.
It's true. But the thing about it though, the grandmas that you're talking about all look like they in their 40s. Oh. They don't look like they in their 70s. Oh. They look good.
So they gifts.
Pretty much, yeah.
I might have to tune in. I knock a grandmama down.
That's nasty.
I know she got money too.
It's crazy. So the shit they was coming on there talking about. One woman said she was she was raised on a farm and her eggs are still fresh.
No, man.
That's what she said.
That's corny.
That's what she said. They was out y'all coming up with awful shit like that. I was like, wow.
You look like they boiled. You ain't fresh. You 70 years old.
That shit had me rolling. I was like, all right, do your thing,
Nah, little freaky ass grandmamas. On there popping it.
Okay, another thing I was going to ask you about is I saw a conversation that Jay-Z was having. I think it was when he was. Have you seen Kevin Hart's show that he has on Peacock called Heart to Heart, where he sits and has interviews with people?
Nah, I never.
It's a good show. He's had people on like Dr. Dre, J. Cole.
I think I've seen bits and pieces.
Yeah, Will Smith. All these different people's been on there, and I think it was that show where Jay-Z was on there, and he was talking about how he had a cousin who asked him for money. He turned him down. His cousin, now Jay-Z is worth like $2.5 billion, right? Okay, his cousin was wanting $4,800 for like a business loan request. So it was like he was wanting to start his own business. Take that $4,800 and turn it to $2 million, I think is what he said, or something like that. And Jay-Z told him no.
Wow.
Now I don't know. I guess because it's one of them situations where you're rich and your family comes into play, and you gotta figure out who you can and can't do for, to an extent, I guess is what he was getting at. But I was intrigued by that because the response he was getting was two-sided. Some people was like, nah, he shouldn't have gave him any money. Then the other side was like, well, why are you gonna let him drown the way he's doing since he needs money? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they were going back and forth, and I was thinking, what would you think about that, or how would you handle a situation like that?
Well, I know Jay. I mean, I say it like I know the nigga, and we talk on a day-to-day basis. But I seen the way he moves in his business, and he's a shrewd, like he's standing on principle with that. Like he's basically saying, I had to come up. Mm-hmm. You come up. I'm not just gonna give you something. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a little harsh when you are worth, but $2.5 billion.
They said, because when you think about it, I think they said in comparison, it's like if you had $1 million and somebody was to ask you for the thing, the equal amount, it'd be like a dime. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's true. We don't know the relationship between the cousin, and how many times has he burned Jay? Right. Has Jay ever reached out his hand and he fucked it up? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
like you said, it could have been a shitty business proposition.
Yeah.
Jay knows business.
Yeah, he might have didn't want him to do it. Like it could have been 9 million reasons. And, but that sounds pretty true. It sounds crazy when you have $2.5 billion and you won't give up 4,000. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. But there's got to be something behind it. But everybody knows Jay's an asshole. Like everybody talks about it. They know he's an asshole. I mean, he shot his own was it his own brother? I mean, when he was younger, he's an asshole. But I understand too. You couldn't get mad at him, but at the same time, I say, Jay, you could have gave him that money. I mean, it goes either way for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he could have, because it's just a dime out of his pocket. But then again, I guess that might open the door for other cousins to be like, yo.
And I mean, he has I mean, could you imagine how many? I mean, hell, I see every day where some kids claiming that that's his daddy. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, somebody's coming at you all the time with that money, and you could get tired. Like I said, if I ever had that kind of money, I call all my friends and family to one vicinity. Right. And I'd say, here's $1 million.
Do whatever the fuck you want. Don't ask me for shit after that.
As a matter of fact, y'all ain't gonna be able to find me because I'm on another level. I'm gone. And I mean, you get mad if you want to, if you fuck that $1 million up. Right. But I tried.
Right. I get that.
But you always gonna have that one. Well, he could have gave us more than $1 million. He got 2.5. And they ain't did shit to get it. I mean, Jay could have easily said, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. I thought that was pretty
I wouldn't ask the nigga to borrow no money. I heard the story about Memphis Bleak telling, I guess Jay had went out of town one time, and Memphis Bleak was watching his condo, and he was staying at his condo, and for some reason Memphis Bleak ran out of money and needed to borrow $100. So he called Jay, and he was like, Jay, excuse me, he's like, Jay, let me hold $100. Let me get $100. And he said, okay, I'll tell you where some money is. Well, Bleak, I know how much money I got. Don't take no more than that $100. So he told Bleak where the money was, and he had a dresser. And Bleak said that in each dresser, he said it was full to the brim. One dresser was full of 20s. One dresser was full of hundreds. One dresser was full of stacks of just money. He said, Bleak was like, I don't even know what the fuck they was doing. But he said it was so much money in there. He's like, damn. He got his $100. He said, damn, I should have asked him for $500. But that nigga calculated, he knew how much money he had to the T, where he told Bleak he could only grab $100. But you know what I mean? Like, so I something tells me he's a little tight. You gotta earn your shit with
a little tight.
Yeah, you gotta earn your shit with hope.
I also was reading an article where they were I think what's the name of that? Singer's Room was the name of the website, and they were naming the 15 best rappers of all time. And I'd never heard of this page, but it was fascinating to me to see who all they had on there and the order they had them in. But I'm gonna read them off to you from 15 to 1.
Don't make me mad.
At the bottom at 15, we got Big Boy and Andre from Outkast. 14 was Chuck D. 13 was Big Daddy Kane. 12 was KRS-One. 11 was LL Cool J. 10 was Kendrick Lamar. 9 was Snoop Dogg. 8 was Andre 3000. 7 was Ice Cube. 6 was Rakim. 5 was Eminem. 4 was Nas. 3 was Jay-Z. 2 was Notorious B.I.G. and 1 was Tupac. And there's the list if you want to look at it.
First of all, how you put Outkast, Big Boy, and Andre 3000 down there, and then put Andre 3000 up higher in the list by itself?
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Makes no sense. I'm not mad at the names involved, because some of them are pretty good. Your order, I think you can argue that top 5 with anybody in the world.
Yeah, you're right.
I think you could argue that top 5.
Yeah, that being Eminem, Nas, Jay-Z.
I've seen worse lists. I've seen worse lists that rank like Cardi B higher than motherfucking Nas or something. Like you know what I mean? I lose my motherfucking mind. But that's not a bad list. I would do some rearranging in the order.
Right.
Let me see.
Look at it.
Let me see what I would do.
Just tap it.
I'm not mad at your Tupac number 1. I'm a Notorious B.I.G. fanatic.
Right.
One of the rawest and no telling what he could be.
Concentrate on the top 5.
But I come down on him a little bit since we really only got 2 albums from him.
Right. Yeah, but are you considering quantity or quality? Because Tupac had a huge catalog, but
I believe every album Tupac had was quality.
Okay.
I mean, personally, it might not be necessarily 100% my cup of tea.
Right.
But I mean, hell, if you didn't think Machiavelli was fucking crazy, or I love Strictly for My Niggas, I loved Tupacalypse Now. I loved the earlier part. I love the Thug Life album.
Right.
He had some joints.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not my number 1.
Right.
He's not.
That's more on a personal level? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, on a personal level, you know, but and used to, I would tell you straight up, Big was.
Right.
And I don't think Big's at the top of my list no more.
Oh, really?
For my money, you know, it's gotta be Jay-Z.
Okay.
And then I think Nas is second.
Okay.
You know.
And then Pac? and then Big.
I could do well,
or then Big.
I think I'm still gonna put Big over Pop.
Right. I'm with you on that
one. And then from there, you can't forget Big Daddy Kane, Rakim. I mean, but.
Right.
They were a little before my time. Like, my list would probably have Redman on this motherfucker.
Yeah, Redman's a beast.
But then we have a problem because now we gotta fuck with this crazy ass white dude that we probably didn't put where he was supposed to go. And we might get this. But I mean, it's hard. And like I always say, people really give him a hard time. But I really believe if niggas was sitting at the table, if Nas, Jay, and everybody was going around the table talking about I'm the greatest, and niggas like, oh no, I'm the greatest, I believe Eminem would say, hold up now, motherfuckers. Maybe let's check track records.
Right.
So, but he's just naturally not gonna get in number one in too many people's, I'd say too many people blacklist. I believe people just ain't gonna give it to him.
No, they won't, and it's a black-white thing.
But I do think he has I think he has an argument. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, because that motherfucker is a beast too, and a lot of them ain't gonna step to him. So
I'll be honest, he ain't my number one.
Well, I get that. You've always said that though. You've always said that. That's just nothing.
My fucking list had Black Thought somewhere early.
Okay. What about Busta Rhymes? Do you think he should be in there too? Somewhere?
That's in my favorite top 10 lists. Redman, Busta's in there. Black Thought's in there. But
see, but you different.
Jadakiss probably would make it.
Yeah, I heard Kiss. Everybody loves him. You are different when it comes to doing it because you are real hip hop head. I mean, that is your shit. So you are different.
But a lot of hip hop heads disagree with me too.
That's true. But I bet the majority of them would go in the same vicinity as you.
Well, you know what I mean? But them niggas is stupid. So I don't even pay attention because they be liking some shit that I'm just like, I don't know how you do.
Anyway, y'all. Come check us out at Spotify, Apple Music, and Apple all that shit, or Apple Podcasts. So you can
Amazon Music.
Yeah, we're everywhere. So check us out at We Funny AF.
And if you can't find it, you can call me, and I'll play an episode over the phone for you.
And that was This Just In.